This meeting is held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act 10:4-6 at C. Annual notice having been forwarded to the New Jersey Herald and the New Jersey Sunday Herald and posted on the bulletin board maintained in the municipal building for public announcement. Will you please rise and join me in speaking to the flag? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll.
Mr. Sherlock, Mr. Diamond,
Here.
Mr. Kenrick,
Here.
Ms. Crock,
Here.
Ms. Snow, here, Mr. Taylor,
Here.
Councilman Kukovich,
Here.
Mayor Galati, here, Chairman Wright,
Here.
Mr. Mezalowski,
Here.
Mr. Wagner, Mr. Rossi.
Okay, minutes. Motion is in order to approve the minutes of the May 20th, 2025 meeting. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second. Motion is second.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Cadman.
Yeah.
Ms. Crock,
Yes.
Ms. Snow,
Abstain.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Councilman Kukovich,
Yes.
Mayor Galati,
Yes.
Chairman Wright,
Yes.
Mr. Mezalowski.
Yes.
Next item on the agenda is resolutions. We have three. The first one is Leonard Lang. The hearing date was May 6th, 2025. Resolution to construct two docks at 317 Squat Trail. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
A second.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Kenrick,
Yes.
Ms. Crock,
Yes.
Ms. Snow,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Councilman Kukovich,
Abstain.
Mayor Galati,
Yes.
Chairman Wright,
Yes.
Mr. Mezalowski.
Yes.
Second resolution is Dimitri Simbler. The hearing date was May 6th, 2025. The motion is in order to approve the extension of a single-family home at 331 Squat Trail. I have a motion to approve that resolution.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Cadman,
Yes.
Ms. Crock,
Yes.
Ms. Snow,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Councilman Kukovich,
Abstain.
Mayor Galati,
Yes.
Chairman Wright,
Yes.
Mr. Mezalowski,
Yes.
Mr. Mezalowski, sorry.
James is fine.
Third resolution is Walt Rossi. A motion is in order to approve extension of a dock at number 12 Daydream Lane. The hearing date was May 6th, 2025.
I'll make the motion. I'll second it.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Cadman,
Yes.
Ms. Crock,
Yes.
Ms. Snow,
Yes.
Mayor, Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Councilman Kukovich,
Yes.
Mayor Galati,
Yes.
Chairman Wright,
Yes.
Mr. Mezalowski.
Yes.
Okay, next item on the agenda is correspondence. We have a letter from Dolan and Dolan concerning chapter 66 of the animal ordinances. Is this something you want to discuss? or
Well,
just-
you know, this really isn't under zoning, but it came across my desk, so I did respond to it. It's an interpretation of an ordinance that Tobacco enacted in terms of the number of chickens you can have on a lot. And it really, if the ordinance is going to be changed, it would be for the governing body to do so, but it's not something that should come before us. It's not an application related to a zoning ordinance.
Okay. All right, so
Just wanted to explain, try to diffuse it and get it off the table. but
so this is something the council has to deal with.
Council should be. able to-
Perfect.
if they want to.
Okay, Next, thank you. Next item, escrow refunds. No escrow refunds. Next item is bills. We have bills from Mont McDonald, Bankley, Dolan and Dolan, and the New Jersey Herald. Do I have a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Cadman,
Yes.
Ms. Crock,
Yes.
Ms. Snow,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Councilman Kukovich,
Yes.
Mayor Galati, Chairman Wright,
Yes.
Mr. Mezalowski.
Yes.
Next item is zoning officer report. You got anything, Bill?
I just have one, I put by everybody's seat. This has to do with an application that was heard by the board back in 2023. It's about Logan Hills Community Club, and it was a neighbor was having an issue about a floating dock. So at any rate, the issue is arisen again as far as is it conforming to what was approved? So I did ultimately get out there. I just wanted to make sure that my interpretation is in step with what the board believes. And so on the one side is the copy of the conditions of approval, and it indicates that this floating dock would be 20 feet long And then the connection of it to the shoreline, call it the bridge, call it the walkway, would be 11.32 feet. So on the back, my interpretation, I want to make sure everybody kind of agrees, is that, I've got the 20-foot floating dock and the 11.32 foot bridge, so that leaves us with 31.32 feet total. And that would be, working from the water's edge. Now, of course, the water's edge changes, but, that's a function of that. But the dock would be at a maximum of 31.32 feet. And of course, the base of this thing would always be at the water's edge or a little bit back onto the sand so that, you don't have to get your feet wet when you walk on it. So I just wanted to see that just test the waters and make sure everybody agreed.
Is this what we agreed to, Bill, when they? All right,
Well, it is in the sense that the resolution is what was, memorialized. And so, and that's that's that part.
Okay. Well, whatever the resolution was that we approved, that's the end of the story.
Those exhibits, I didn't realize this could be discussed, but
Yep.
those exhibits are consistent with this. That's what was
Yeah.
approved, but as I recall, we had an extensive
Yes.
application on this, very extensive. And I recall the floating dock and the issue about connecting the floating dock, so without looking at the file, it certainly seems accurate to
Yeah.
me.
And I'm sure that you wouldn't be here asking us if it wasn't.
I just want to be
To
sure because
clarify
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be.
Yeah, I know, you're gonna be the middleman. So, but I mean, that was the resolution that we approved, so that's what it is. I don't know if anybody else.
You're gonna deny this, Bill?
No, well, what it is that basically I've already measured, the dock itself is probably maybe 2-3 feet too long. And so I'm gonna ask that it be shortened. And then also, when I was visited there was actually a couple of like little blocks in the water, so you could step on the blocks and step on the bridge. So, I mean, naturally, the blocks in the water have to come out, and, the total length of this thing can only be that 31.2.
And they have no grandfathering of any type,
Oh,
right?
good God, we went through.
That was the
You
discussion.
missed all that.
That was the
That was
application.
the
It was
application. Yeah.
Sorry.
two or three meetings.
When I worked in Jefferson, I was in charge of docks, so yeah. Biggest headache in the world.
All right, so whatever it was.
Thank you,
That's it.
thank you, I appreciate it, thank you.
Next item on the.
Everybody
agenda.
wants 100-foot dock.
Yeah. All right.
Lot of money.
Discussion, any discussion? Old business, do we have any old business? New business? We have no continued applications, so we have 2 new applications. The first application is Kelly O'Malley, 34 Elda Ave. Kelly O'Malley here? Bill, swear you.
Please raise your right hand. Please swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes,
Your full name, please.
Kelly O'Malley.
Are you the property owner?
Yes.
Tell the board what you'd like to do.
I just want to put a white vinyl fence along my property line. So I guess it would be too close to the right of way if I went the 10 feet back. Was that, I can't remember all the measurements, but 5. So, yeah, it got approved originally 5 feet away from the property line, but that takes a lot of space off of my yard.
Is your lot, is it really essentially a 3-corner lot so that? you're-
Yes,
They have 2 fronts.
Mhm.
got 3 addresses.
Would the fence be along? I was trying to figure out exactly where your fence is. going
Yeah.
to be. Is it-
There was like, there was already at one time trees there, so there was like a fence made out of trees essentially that we removed.
Okay, is it that length along Nice Place that you put the fence, or is that the extent of it?
Yes, just along Nice
Along
Place.
Place,
Mhm.
Okay.
So the fence is already there? Is that what we-
No, there's no fence there. Yeah,
Based on the survey, it looks like the actual traveled way, if I'm looking at it.
It's probably another.
It's, yeah, it's offset.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, probably towards the back of it, it's probably 8 or 10 feet off the.
yeah.
Yeah, there's grass there that's in the right of way that we've been maintaining and everything, so,
Okay.
6-foot fence, correct?
correct.
Yeah, it's kind of tough being, having a road on 3 sides of your property.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a weird lot.
Yeah,
That's a triple front.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess, just in terms of the fence location, you're on a corner property with a stop sign and a hill that kind of blocks view of oncoming traffic. The purpose of the fence is going to not go around that corner. and
Yeah,
get
it
into
wouldn't
the
go
front.
down to the, it would be behind, if you see where our garage is, like,
Right.
so it wouldn't block any vision.
It starts from the left
traffic.
side of the garage, right? If I was looking
Yeah.
at your garage, it's the left side, correct?
Yeah,
Yes,
so it would be from the front of the garage up.
yeah,
Yeah.
our garage is also in a weird, it doesn't face the
Yeah.
front, so.
No, the only reason I also live on a T and between people who drive like nitwits and kids
Oh,
who
yeah.
don't look, and I was just concerned that a fence may block the visuals.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't at all.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, the only other good thing is that road is only, you know.
There's only one house
yeah,
on that
no,
road.
I mean, it's only 75 yards, so it's not like anybody's gonna be doing.
Right,
Would the fence match the tree line then essentially?
Yes.
It extends to the,
yep, it's, we're putting it right, actually, it would be like right inside,
The trees.
where the trees were.
and it would be no closer to Ithanel than the closest tree to Ithanel. is that
Yeah, it
correct?
would end, it curves back into the back of the garage, so.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions of this applicant? No? Seeing none, I'll open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? Seeing none, I'll close it to the public and bring it back to the board for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion on this.
Proving it?
Approving.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Kevin,
yes.
Ms. Craft,
Yes.
Ms. Snow,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Councilman Kuzic,
Yes.
Mayor Galati,
Yes.
Chairman Wright,
Yes.
Mr. Mazzalewski.
Yes.
All right, you all set?
Okay, thank you,
All
everyone.
right, have a
Enjoy
good
your
night.
plastic fence.
Okay, next application is Cameron Pool, block 30407, lot 1, 211 Lakeside Ave.
Please raise your right hand. Sure. You're about to give the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
And your name, sir?
Cameron Tool,
And you're the property owner?
that's right.
And you have your. Raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
And your full name, sir?
Bruce St. Bradley,
Your last name?
BRATTSTRON.
And did you testify before this board in the past?
Not before this board, no.
You're a licensed architect in the state of New Jersey?
Yes, I am a licensed architect in the state of New Jersey and also certified interior designer. I have testified for other boards within the state of New Jersey.
What would you like to do?
Yeah, it's nice to be before the board tonight. The proposed project is an addition. Changes to the existing layout of the home. Perhaps I'll just spend a few seconds to orient you with the property at 211 Lakeside Boulevard, which is off of Lakeside Boulevard. It's on the lakeside. It's across from Modic Park. On the property, there's an existing 1.5-story Cape Cod style house, 4-bedroom, 1 bathroom. There is a dock that extends out over the lake. And there's an existing 2-car garage, detached garage, 20 by 20 feet. The addition project that we are seeking to advance is we want to take down the existing garage and build a 30 by 22 garage that will connect to a new foyer / entranceway that connects to the house. Therefore, you have access. It becomes a attached garage. The new garage will reside on the same footprint as the existing garage, except that it extends closer towards the house to make that attachment. And then as for the existing house, we are going to take the roof off and go up with proper sized ceiling heights. Right now, it's a Cape Cod style house, so you walk walk too far to the left, you hit your head, too far to the right, there's very little closet space, and the goal is to make the house more family functional. And then there is also a small bump out of the kitchen on the left side of the drawing that will go over the existing porch, so not really a footprint change because the existing concrete porch is there, and that will extend the kitchen. I think that addition is about 4 by 11. That is generally the project. The two variances are side yard setback and maximum lot coverage. Unless there are questions, though, I'll hand it to Bruce to kind of cover the drawings.
Okay. So as Cameron was mentioning, looking at the site plan, we have a little 2-car garage here, 24 by 24. And the house, of course, is here. So what we're planning on doing is actually connecting the garage to the house. Put a new entranceway in here, some steps going down, and making, instead of a detached garage, making a single family residence. And what we're proposing is the front yard setback would be about 74.6. This dash line is actually the garage.
I'm sorry, what was the setback?
74.6.
Okay.
Approximately. So that would be to that corner there. This dash line here is actually the existing garage that's there. So we're really kind of maintaining where that footprint is. What we do is we want to line one wall here with the property line here. Now the setbacks for the existing garage is 6'6" here. I'm sorry, 5'6", and let's see, and 6'6".
I'm sorry, could you just move over a little? I can't see.
Sorry.
I apologize.
So that's
Thank
the
you.
setback where the garage is. So what we're proposing on this one side would be a 5-foot setback off the property line. Although we realize the side yard setback for ordinance is 15 feet, we're obviously at 5 feet, which is 15 feet. Continuing down, the existing house here is 15.8, and then of course 14.5 feet there. And we're gonna bump this out a little bit. We're gonna line the wall, which is here, but basically we're gonna maintain that existing property line. So the rear yard, or the lake facing side, is we have a deck that's on the back. It's approximately 37 feet 6 inches where this is right now. What we want to do is square it off, basically square off the deck. And that measurement would be 37 feet plus or minus. The rear yard setback, I believe, is 20 feet per ordinance, if I'm not mistaken. And then, of course, on this side here, which Cameron was mentioning about having a little, we have a bump out that's there right now. And that's actually a stoop, concrete stoop. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually build on top of that. And what happens is that setback there is approximately, at the closest point, is 3 feet 10 inches off the property.
What point is 3 feet 10 inches?
That
By
would
the
be-
stairs?
Right at the corner there of the masonry.
Okay.
Where the property line is. And of course, you need the 15-foot setback, from the property line, but we can't achieve that.
How far are the steps, sir, from the property line?
3 feet. Well, we have some steps right here.
Right, those steps.
They're gonna be removed. We're taking them out.
Okay,
So you figure the stoop, the concrete stoop here is about 3'10" at this point, because it's kind of skewed. And then over at this point, you're about 5 feet.
right.
It's not parallel to the property line.
When I was looking at the property, that area, is that a right of way?
Yes, it is. Yes, it
For
is.
a beach club or individual people, or, because I saw a lifeguard notice sign and it doesn't look well kept, but it looks like.
It's been there for a
it's not-
very long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is
Yes,
it,
but it is a right of way there.
okay, so this will not impede the future enjoyment of that strip of land being so
It
close?
can stay in this property. But basically, we're building over the existing stoop. We're not going further towards the property line. We're just using that as a foundation. So we're gonna build on top of it. The actual easement comes through here, and that is a 50-foot right of way. It's actually a fire, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's a fire lane that goes through there.
What was the people that used to live there, any Vanderbilts? Was
Yeah,
that?
Vander, all of it, Kenny,
Yeah,
the twins.
all the.
yeah.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'm gonna move on to some of the plans.
And so that dock a lot of times.
If you got any questions, I'll go back and forth. Well, that's the foundation going basically. So this area here is the existing footprint, which we got in the house. And then of course, this is all gonna be.
Can you see?
This is gonna be the garage.
I can't see either.
Sorry, I make a better door than the window.
I'm just, it's the angle.
And then there's a stair going down, there's a walkway here. These areas here are crawl spaces. This area here is actually existing crawl space, this is a little storage room. This area here is actually cantilevered over it now, the first floor is actually cantilevered over. This area here shows an existing deck on the house already. And what he said we're doing is we're gonna extend it, basically square it off. We're not going further to the lake, we're just squaring it off. And then this, of course, correct, you can go out this way.
Yeah, over the existing patio.
Correct.
Yeah, I believe there's some patio work.
There's a concrete slab there.
So impervious coverage.
So that gives you an idea of the basement. So as we move up to the first floor, there's some access to come in. Here and then a few bars. As you're coming in, we wanted to create a nice entranceway. Because presently what Cameron has is he has an entranceway coming in through the kitchen on the side of the house. So we wanted to take that away from the kitchen and create a nice area here. So basically your parking would be up here. You have steps coming down, steps going up to a covered porch, and then you have a nice entranceway. At this point, you could actually go up some steps to the garage or go down the steps here to the basement. You have a new laundry room. And then of course, coming down the hallway here, you have a bedroom. Now, if you see here, that's the existing wall of the house that we have. We're taking that out, we're gonna move the wall out, so we give a nice bedroom, which is here. That's part of that 6-foot setback that we have on the drawings. And then of course, coming through here, we're gonna open up this whole ceiling. So basically a nice vaulted ceiling with some beams, wood beam trusses, which we'll put in fireplace, plenty of glass facing the lake. This is where the existing stair is in the house now. We're taking that out, so we're giving that space to the living room. We're adding the bathroom here and a bedroom here. So these two bedrooms are staying. We're just making this one a little bit larger. And then coming through here, we have the kitchen, which is pretty much existing. But what Cameron and Cassie wanted to do was, they wanted to take this stoop and take the door out, which is here. And we want to build over it. And that's that little bump out that we show. And we want to do that to the kitchen. So we have more kitchen area, which makes a nicer space, so we can make a nicer island area with this. Because we're no longer going to use this door. Those are the steps that are there now. We're taking them out. They're going to be removed. And then, of course, you have your steps coming up your deck, and that's your deck extension. So we're aligning everything. We're squaring it off. If we continue back this way, we've got the stair going up. Now, the stair going up brings you up this way, brings you around to the second floor. Coming in here, you have a hallway. You have a nice bathroom, which is here. Coming through, you have a bedroom, nice closet. You have a nice little seating area here. Now you have a railing here, which looks into the family room, which is a nice high ceiling. We've got some nice trusses going in there. And then, of course, you go to the left, we'll actually go into a nice closet. And this is the primary bedroom, which we have. We've got nice doors here, glass doors, and we put a balcony out here. So you can sit out here and look at the lake. Okay. Back here, then of course, we've got a bathroom, which is here, double vanity sink, and a we got a tub and a shower, of course, there in the closet. As we walk back this way, as if we're going downstairs, we actually would go up a stair here, and this brings you to the area which is over the garage. Nice big open space room. Cabinetry, bathrooms, and closets, and a nice big area that they can use like for recreation. Or class kind of open space. So together we have 4 bedrooms and then I think 3.5 baths. That's the first floor. This is the second floor. And of course, this is the upper level. As I walk you through the plan and elevations, this elevation gives you an idea of the lake facing elevation. So this faces the lake. Got a lot of glass, windows facing the lake. This is the double high living room I'm showing you. And of course, this is the dining room. This is that little bump house. Which I discussed earlier. Going over the foundation. This is the bedroom, but we stylized. And then, of course, it's the last one here. As we walk around, the opposite side, the garage side, this is basically the 3-car garage. This is your main entrance, which is going down the second floor. And of course, this is where the door is right now, which is for the kitchen. We're taking that out and making a little bump out. That's another shed roof. We're building it over the foundation stairs. Look at the dashed lines here, you notice that's an existing house that it has right now. So we're taking this all off. I'm gonna build a whole new second floor. Right now, you don't have true ceiling heights. Here you will have high ceiling heights, but you have some cathedral ceiling heights, which is really nice. Where it's a lake, which is over here, this is the deck. Sit up there, and then there's the lower deck on the first floor. That gives you an idea of this elevation. Let's see what the side looks like. Basically, at the top where you're looking down at the house. This is the elevation you can see. So this is really the garage. You have a shed dormer there, there's a door, windows. This is actually the area to go into the front of the house. These are steps which go down because the grade drops. And of course, this is that little bump out on the side. Walking around to this side of the house, which is looking this way. I'm sorry, yeah, this way. This gives you an idea of the elevation you have. So this is your garage. This steps down. Works. This is your existing house that it is right now. So we're actually taking that off and can actually raise the roof. Together from here, the average point is about 29 feet, 10 inches, the height of the roof. It's the highest point. Actually, this point here is a little higher than this one. But we don't exceed the 35 feet that we have per ordinance. That's the deck. Special drawings are basically detailed drawings. Sections. Only the rates, Want to walk there, I'll be glad to walk through it.
What is the present impervious coverage?
You come up with
It's roughly 35. Currently, it's roughly 35%. If I remember from Bill's estimates, and I think the proposal is 42.7%.
About 39% and 41.7.
I'm sorry, Bill, what?
39.
Presently?
Excuse me. I didn't forget this. It's 41.73% at the end of the day.
That's existing, Bill, that's proposed?
No, that's the proposed. That's proposed.
It's a nice design.
And just a touch over on building footprint.
I mean, it's hard to believe that all that work only requires, you only looking for 2 variances. You don't really get 10 of them, you know?
Well, yeah, the building footprint, we did the calculation, that we're very close to your calculation, we're at 22. I know by ordinance it's 20, I think.
20.
Right.
I guess,
So you're right on.
I guess the two things that when I walk the property, it is close. I mean, if you're looking down from the top, it's very close to the house on the right. And it looks like you kind of edge over a little bit more for the driveway. I always think, how easy is it for fire to jump from one house to another? Do you see that as an issue?
You were close over here,
Yeah,
fire lane's coming down this way, the pathway.
but where the house is on,
The other
again,
side, the opposite side, I think you're talking about.
yeah, where the back of the garage is facing.
You mean over here?
Yeah,
South side.
Right. He's set back from his house.
He's 5 feet from the property, the neighbor's house, it's 5
So
feet.
you're looking at 10 feet. I mean, we could,
10 plus, more, I mean, 10 is
Yeah.
the closest.
typically what we can do is we can fire rate this wall if you want. We do that in other areas,
I don't know, I mean.
you know?
I
I mean, I've done that for other townhouses.
10 feet is not uncommon.
Yeah, I mean, 10 feet between two is fairly common.
Yeah, in Hopatcon it is.
7 feet.
I mean, you're not getting any closer than this, what's there now, correct?
Right, right.
But the house,
They're a
again,
few inches
and I,
maybe shorter.
it's not the purpose to do anything other than just an impression was, that's usually what I think, because while everything is detailed here,
Mhm.
I have difficulty, I like to visualize on either side of the house,
Sure.
and I think where you have the right of way, it's, or the other people have right of way, it's really just woods.
Mhm.
But on the other side, you have a much higher house,
Mhm.
and a little closer to a house very close to their line.
Right.
Due to history of building and all of that.
Yeah, in urban areas, we fire rate that wall, you know, where you have houses that are very close to each other.
It may be something to think about now before when a fire starts or something like that. And I guess the second thing I noticed, it's a steep hill, and I noticed that there was water collecting at the top between that house's property and this property. Yeah, since there isn't really a major change in whatever coverage you have of the land now, what was your thinking? Did this house have any problem with water runoff?
I think Cameron handled some of the water.
Yeah, the
runoff for
house,
that.
the house has a new footing drain around the, perimeter 7 feet down at the footer. And that water that was collecting, up against the foundation is
Mhm.
rerouted around the house and goes to a dry well.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if the water collecting was
Yeah.
just general from the rain, or was it from the basin on Modic Park that may be
I
leaching
think
through the
You're
water?
referring to the small
Yeah.
little pond in that
Yeah.
wooded area behind the shed, I think.
No, at the top. But
On the roads, more or less.
Oh, that's right in Modic Park.
But on your property, right on the opposite side of the,
Sorry,
Yeah, we just have a lot.
I think he's talking about up here, Cameron, up in this area.
yeah,
There's like
Is-
that dip that goes down.
okay. Not aware of it.
okay, it may have been just a result of recent rain. I just thought it was unusual. The property looked mostly dry and there was this collection of water there.
Okay.
All right, is your plan to do the same kind of drainage in the new?
Yeah, we're adding new drainage to the additional footprint, and we'll tie into the existing drains. And I
And
think
we'll
we're
try
gonna add a linear drain across the driveway to try and catch some of that runoff before it makes its way to the house.
We're gonna redirect it around the house to the lake. Now, right now, they do have some drainage swales in there, so we're gonna try to keep the natural drainage swales in there.
I mean, the good thing is it's vacant, it's just a right of way next door to you, so it's not impacting anybody over there.
Correct.
I mean, even the addition, I don't even know if you'll see the roof line is probably still gonna be below road level, correct, or pretty much,
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, so
actually.
you're not even gonna see it from the road.
And water's always gonna be an issue
Yep, it is what it is, and the
Yeah.
driveway going down there, it's been there for,
forever.
Yep.
It's just where it
can't
goes.
fix that, I mean, you
No.
got this elevation, you got that elevation,
Yeah.
So this doesn't really have to be graded,
yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Really, most of it sits down.
Yep,
Matter of fact, as you park your car here, you get to the lower level, you gotta go down the stairs to go to the porch, which is the front entrance way. On the here. See, here's your grade. See, so it's steps, and there's gonna be steps, you can see here dash line, that's steps to get here down to here. That actually drop down.
Yeah, there's not much impact with the construction to anybody, really. I mean, the one house on the south side, but
And to that house on the south side, their existing setbacks are 5.1 and 5.2 to the corners of their home. By connecting the dwelling, we're creating more of these structures proposed in the setback area, but you're maintaining your existing setback or a greater setback than what you're proposing, which is in all cases greater than the 5.1, which is your neighbor's setback.
Correct.
Right. So you're honoring more than their setback and more than what was the existing condition.
Yeah, one of the
When there
reasons,
was a separation of two structures on the property, now that you're combining.
one of the reasons was too, is that the house in the actual garage that was there was actually skewed.
Sure.
So we wanted to line.
Straighten that out and keep it at a greater setback than that 5.1, 5.2 on the neighbor's property.
okay. Any other questions in the applicant? You know, I'll open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? Seeing none, I'll close it to public and bring it back to the board and wait for a motion.
Now we are going to add a south wall as a fire rated wall to the house.
Willing to do that? I mean, I don't know the cost involved in fire rating.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sacrifice safety for cost, but it also has to be economically viable.
Yeah.
So, I mean, can we leave that to are you asking if that
I mean,
should
are
be
you willing to
included?
do that? I mean, because that might be,
I think the code official is gonna require it based on the setback if it's triggered, right? Am I wrong on that?
Well, we're saying that stand for that because of the setback. Because you're going from 25 feet to like 29 feet or something like.
no, he's not getting any closer.
But the
Steve.
requirement we're talking about is uniform construction code under his jurisdiction.
Right.
It's not necessarily under ours, so
Yeah.
we have to be considerate of the cost generative side of our condition.
Mhm.
If it's not appropriately triggered by UCC.
If Phil O'Connor
we
deems it
phrase
necessary,
Obviously, he's got to comply with all construction permitting, but we would just call it out and indicate that if
Yeah.
required by construction code, the fire, that wall would be fire rated.
So,
if the building
Of
inspector
course.
requires it, you gotta do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
right, but I think the point of that being that the resolution can be specific to referencing the setback of the neighbor's property, that there is
10
X
feet
setback between the structures, so it's clear to the code official when he's seeing the plan review. Right, the plan review by the code official will be this set and might not include an understanding of the nominally 10-foot setback between the two structures.
Mhm.
So he may, it might not be as apparent and he may miss it, so if we put it in the resolution that way.
Yeah.
I think it could be identified to him so that he knows to double check it.
Well, I think, Bill, you can talk to Bill about that.
Yeah, we'll put it in.
You don't say let it when it gets there.
Now, if I
He was highlighting the on his desk one.
if I might comment, typically when we do fire rate the walls, we also fire rate the windows. Fire rate windows. Now, since we're 5 feet within this side, we want to be 5 feet over here. Because you're to the property line less than 5 feet.
But the
There's nothing on that
requirement would
side.
be based on the
Nothing
offset
there.
of two structures. So there being
Okay.
no structure there, it would be on the next development of that area, which is a right of way. So
Then they would-
reasonably, there won't be a structure. I
It's a moot
think we're
issue.
okay with that.
I just mentioned that because
Yeah.
we're within that
Yeah,
5
yeah.
feet.
I appreciate it.
And again, from my own personal experience, we had a neighbor when I was a kid who had a fire and their house was significantly further away than this. And believe me, the heat on your face from a fire was not great. So I don't mean to throw it in as a issue, but it's always better, I think, to, just kind of think through what could happen.
We'll call
No,
it.
you're absolutely correct. Typically, when the wall's closer to 5 feet, usually fire rate that wall, especially if it's neighbors and stuff. You don't
I did
know
not know
when the
that.
building-
You said closer than 5 feet.
Well, 5 feet or closer. But like in urban areas, you'll always fire rate the walls.
Yeah, we'll comply
The
with.
flames
Leave that to
spread.
the discretion of the fire official.
All right, so we're waiting for a motion.
And we have the engineer's comments.
What's that?
We have the engineer's comments.
Yeah. Hearing verbally, yeah. But I'm considering some of the discussion that Mr. Tool said regarding the drainage improvements that were already done, and then what they intend to do, I think looking at the nominal increase of that impervious coverage and the fact that it's all draining towards the lake and it's sitting on shallow bedrock, we're not gonna be able to infiltrate any of it. So slowing it down to some of the other measures that they're already proposing are gonna be sufficient.
Okay.
I'll make the motion.
Who second, I'm sorry.
Nobody,
Steve,
nobody
okay.
yet. Steve did.
Okay.
Motion is second?
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Kevin,
Yes.
Ms. Brock. Yes. Ms. Snow.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Councilman Kuzinich.
Yes.
Mayor Galati,
Yes.
Chairman Wright,
Yes.
Mr. Mazaluki.
Waiver.
Okay, you're approved. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Could I kindly ask for a waiver of memorialization, just given we're entering construction season and hopefully it stops raining?
Okay, do I have a motion to waive the memorialization?
I'll second it.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Kevin,
Yes.
Ms. Brock. Yes. Ms. Snow.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Councilman Kuzinich.
Yes.
Mayor Galati.
Yes.
Chairman Wright,
Yes.
Mr. Mazaluki.
Yes,
Okay, you're good to go.
Thank you all.
and it's a nice design.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Nice explanation, by the way.
We'll only see it from the lake. That's gonna look at the roof. Okay, at this time, we're gonna open the meeting to the public. Does anybody from the public have any comments or for the board? You?
No, no.
All right.
Oh.
Okay, seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board and,
Just a
no,
comment,
wait a minute, do we have to,
I already did.
oh, you're right, okay, we're good.
just a comment, the next meeting, housing element will present, that'll be noticed, it is will be in the Herald. And it's a fair share plan, it's our, we'll talk about like a COA obligation kind of thing, so we'll go through that, that plan will be presented, the board members will have that ahead of time. And we'll discuss that.
Correct. So it'll be a discussion of the document and then the public hearing on the document. And then there will be our endorsement of the document, and then it will carry to the governing body for their ultimate acceptance. And then there will be court filings after that.
Okay, that'll be part of our master.
What
plan.
meeting is that? What date?
It'll,
17.
17th,
Yep.
17th.
We're gonna utilize 17th, and then the council will do their corresponding efforts on the 25th. That's to satisfy obligations by the 30th. So within 48 hours of the action taken at the governing body, there will be court filing of the documents to provide protection.
Okay. We're good with that, Bill?
Good with that.
All right, you say so.
We're there.
Please have a quorum.
Please have a plan. Good point.
So,
We really don't have a plan.
okay, anything else? All right, Judy, at this time,
Motion to adjourn.
we're adjourned. Thank you.
Nice to have daylight.